So, we were in the second module. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Is the PPT visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, we were in the second module. We were doing list. So, this is the next part. So, in your module 2, we have three chapters from the textbook. So, this is the next chapter, that is dictionaries and structuring data. Okay. So we'll come to this. So what is the meaning of dictionaries? So just take a dictionary what you have at your home. So what information you'll be having? You will be having a word and the corresponding meaning of that word, right? So same thing here in dictionaries also. You have something called as key. So that key is nothing but you can say it as a word what you're searching in your dictionary, and key followed by value. That value is nothing but the definition of that word or the meaning of that word. Okay, so here dictionaries is nothing but you can say it consists of key as well as value. So we are going to study about dictionaries, and how that is using these dictionaries how you can access as well as organize data. Then we are also going to create a tic-tac-toe board. Okay, so these are the things that is there in this particular chapter. So we will go to this chapter. Okay, so we'll begin with the first topic, that is dictionary data type. So we've already learned about list, right? So list is nothing but we said it is collection of values. So similarly here dictionaries is also collection of values, or you can say collection of many values. But in case of list, that is we were using indexes in list, right? So indexes for dictionaries are called as key, and a key with its associated value. So that's what we said in the beginning. In dictionaries, what we have something called as key and the corresponding value. So if you're comparing dictionaries here with the dictionary what you have at your home, so again there what you have the word is nothing but here it is key, and the meaning of that word is nothing but here it is value. Okay, so what you're going to say, indexes for dictionaries here it is called as key, whereas in case of list we had index, right, which was starting from 0, which is similar to your array concept. But here your index is key, and for every key you have a corresponding value. Okay, so that is what your key and value pair. So how in coding, right? When you code, how you're going to uh, refer this dictionary? So dictionary is typed with a braces. Okay. So people are still joining. Okay. Okay. In code, dictionary is typed with braces. Okay. So we'll just see the meaning of that. So just I hope this screen is visible. So I'll just write. I'll write as cat. So cat is a variable, okay, for which we will assign a dictionary. So we said dictionaries in code we are representing it in within flower braces. Okay. So you are beginning the braces. Then I'll give some size. I'll give the size. So this is nothing but the key. Okay. For this key corresponding value, I'll give something part or thing or whatever, that is a size. And one more key I will give as color, and for that color corresponding value I'll give as black. So what are we doing here? We are creating a dictionary. Okay, so this is your dictionary which is written inside flower braces, and the dictionary consists of key followed by colon and corresponding value. So you can see here the first key here is size. So what did we say in the beginning? In list we are using indexes, right? So here key will be acting as an index. Okay. So what your first key is size. So when you say size, corresponding value for that here we have given as fat. If you say color, corresponding value for that you have given as black. Okay. So this is how your dictionary looks. If you want, you can just check. So this particular dictionary is assigned to a variable called as cat. So if I give the name of the variable, this is how the data is stored. Okay, you have size with the key corresponding value, and next with the size color, with the key color, the corresponding value is black. So this is the basic about dictionary, which is consisting of key as well as value pair, which is written inside flat braces. Okay. So the next thing here, dictionaries can still use integer values as keys. So in the first example, what was your key? Your key was size, and the next key was color. So similarly, we can also use integer values as keys, just like list use integer for indexes, but they do not have to start from 0 and can be any number. So when we are speaking about list, we said we have indexes which start from 0 like your array. But here when you say dictionaries, again in dictionaries you can use integer as key value, but it's not necessary that it should start from 0. Okay, so one more thing here I'll just give. So here cat is a variable for which we have assigned this dictionary. So I'll just see cat followed by color. So when you give like this, what happens? The corresponding value of this key. What is the corresponding value of color? Key color is a key. Corresponding value is black. So black will be displayed. Okay. Other than this, you can use this dictionary values in statements also. So I'll just show an example. Hmm. So here instead of cat, okay. So the variable I have used as cat. So you can just check. You can see my cat. So my cat, this is a string what you have used, and you have concatenated. What you have concatenated, the value, the variable cat and the corresponding key value. What is the key value you have used? Color. So what happens? Corresponding value of that key, that is black, will be displayed. Okay. So this is how you can use the dictionary values in uh, expression, or in this case a statement. Other than that, the next thing what we said, we can use integers also as the key. So we said in list we are using, for indexing, integers are used, right, in list, which starts from 0 index. Whereas in this case, in dictionaries, integers also can be used as key. So here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 is the first key, and 42 is the next key. So what we are saying here, your key can be anything. It need not start with 0. Okay. In case if you're using integers as key, it's not necessary that it should start from 0. Any value you can give as keys. Okay. So again, you can just check the content of this spam. So this is a dictionary which is within flower braces. The key is 1, 2, 3, 4. Corresponding value is luggage combination. Next key is 42. Corresponding value is the answer, which is assigned to a variable spam. So if I'm just giving spam, if I just give spam, what happens? The corresponding key as well as value will be displayed. That is, this is how it will be stored in the memory, key and the corresponding value for that. Okay, so that is just the basic about the dictionary data types. Okay, so what is the thing you have to remember here is, dictionary is nothing but it consists of collection of values or many values. How it is stored? It is stored as a combination of key and value pair. Okay, so it is stored as a combination of key and value pair, and it is typed within flower braces. Okay, and you can also use integers as key. There is no compulsion that it should start from 0. Any value, any number you can give as a key. Okay, that is what we have done here. So that these are the things what you have to say for dictionary data types. Next we'll come to dictionary versus list. So list also we said it is collection of elements or values. but there it is ordered, whereas in this case it is unordered. Okay, so you can say that the first item in the list named spam would be spam 0 in case of list, but here there is no first item in the dictionary. Okay, so that's the main difference between dictionaries as well as list. Here what you're saying, dictionaries are unordered, then you don't have anything like the first item, nothing like that, any value which you have given as the key. So the referencing will be done through key value. Okay, key and the corresponding value for that. So while the order of item matter for determining whether two lists are same, so this is the next difference. If you want to know whether two lists are same, okay, just will show with an example. In case of list, okay, so I will have a list in which I have one, two, three. Okay, I want to check, I want to compare with other list which is having 3, 2, 1. So remember here what we are telling, we are speaking about the list. So in list what happens? While the order of item matters for determining whether two lists are same. So in case of list, the order of the items are necessary. So you can see here in this case it is giving as false. Why it is giving as false? So what did we say? Order of item matters for determining whether two lists are same. So what has happened here? You have 1, 2, 3. 1 as the first item, but whereas in this list 3 is the first item. So there is no matching in the order. So for that purpose you got it as false. But when you're speaking about dictionary, it does not matter what order the key value pairs are typed. Okay. So if the corresponding key and the values are matching, then you can say that both the dictionaries are same. But whereas in case of list, the order also matters. Okay. So that is the difference between list and dictionaries. Another thing, what happens in case of list, your it starts from 0, whereas in case of dictionary nothing like that. Okay, we'll see an example for this wherein you're saying order of items are necessary. So one example we already saw wherein you give the value as 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we'll see another example here. So we have an example. So this is also so you can see here the first list is having the data as cat, dog, and mouse, right? Mouse or mouse. So this is your first list, and the second list you have, that is bacon. Now you are trying to check whether spam is equal to bacon. So this is comparison of list. Okay, so you see here it gave false. Why? Because in list order is important. Okay, so here you can see here in spam list cat was the first one, but whereas in bacon the first one is dog. Even though it is there, but they are not in the same order, so for that purpose it is returning false. But in case of dictionaries, what happens, we'll just see with another example. So this is for your dictionary. So we said dictionary always should be written within the flower braces. So you can see here. So you have key as name, corresponding value you have as Zophie, key as species, corresponding value as cat, next key is age, and the value is 8. Okay, and another dictionary which is assigned to variable ham. So here we have two dictionaries. One is assigned to variable x and next one assigned to variable ham. Now you check whether the two dictionaries are equivalent. So you can see here in this case it is giving you true. Why it is giving you true? Name. Name which was there, name key which was there in x, it should be there in ham also. Okay, and the value also should be same. X, species, you cat which was there in x, that is there in ham. Age 8 which was there in x, that is there in ham. So what we want to say here is in case of dictionary order doesn't matter. Okay, the key as well as value, if it is there matching, then it will say it is true. It will give it is equivalent. Okay, but whereas in case of list, along with the values, even the order also should be matched. But whereas in case of dictionary, order doesn't matter. Okay, so that is the point what you're saying here. Because dictionaries are not ordered, they cannot be sliced like list. So we have already seen about the meaning of slice, right? So slice is nothing but in which you can specify range, that is 0 to 7 if you're saying. So you're writing 0 colon 7. So what happens? You're considering the value from 0 to 6. Seventh is not considered. So that was a concept what we had seen in list, but that is not there in dictionary because dictionaries are not ordered. So that is the next difference. Trying to access a key that does not exist in dictionary will result in a key error or error message. So that is nothing but it is similar to out of range. So what is the meaning of this? Now, okay. Now that is if you're trying to access something that is not there. Okay. Now we'll take the same example of X. Okay. X, and I'm trying to access. So in X, what do I have? I have the key name, species, and age. So suppose I am telling color. Okay. So what is there in X? In X, I have first key name, then I have species as the next key, then I have age as the next key. So I am trying to fetch color, the key color. So the key color is not there in X. So for that purpose we are getting a key error. Okay, so that is the next point what you're telling. If you're trying to access a key that does not exist in a dictionary, that will result in a key error message. Okay, so that is the example. So I hope you are clear with this. So what X is the nothing but the name of the variable to which you have assigned this dictionary. So in this dictionary, what you have key, name, species, and age. But you're trying to access color, it is not there. So for that purpose, you're going to get a key error. Okay. So that is about the difference between dictionaries versus list. Next, an example program is given to you. That is, if you wanted a program to store the data about friend's birthday, your friend's birthday, you need to store, okay, a program related to that. So in that case, you can use the concept of dictionary in which you're storing the name as the key and the birthday as a value. So we'll just see this example. So what we're telling, so this particular program is going to use the concept of dictionary wherein you have the key as well as the value pair. Key is nothing but the name of your friend and birthday will be your value. Okay. So we'll just see with I've already written the code. Okay. So this is a code. So I'll just show you in Python tutor, that is visualizing it. So you can see here, this is the program. So you have a dictionary. So what are the key values in your dictionary? You have the key, that is name of your friends. Okay. So you have name as Alice. Then you have the next key Bob. Then the next key is Carol, and the corresponding birthday which acts as the value. Okay, now what happens? Enter the name. So this is while the true case, that is continuously it will be asking you until this particular condition, that is if you're not giving any name, then in that case it will break, otherwise it will be continuously asking. Okay, so enter a name, wherein you have to enter a name. So whatever name you have entered, so first thing it will check whether you have entered a blank. In that case it is going to come out, otherwise it is going to check whether the name is there in birthday. Okay, now suppose you have given Alice, then Alice is there in this dictionary. So what is the corresponding value for that, that will be displayed. Okay, if you have given a name that is not there in the dictionary, then the message I don't have birthday information to the corresponding name, that will be displayed, and it will ask you to enter the name, enter the birthday. Okay, so that birthday will be added into your dictionary. So we'll just visualize this and see here. So we'll begin. So you can see here the statement that should be executed is this. Okay, so we'll see here what happened first. The dictionary is created. So just see here, dictionary means we said that it is a combination of key as well as value. So what is a key? Alice, and the corresponding value is April 1. Similarly, the next key is Bob, corresponding value is December 12. Then Carol, corresponding value is March 4th. So this way your dictionary is been created. Okay. Now we need to ask the name from the user. So I'll true enter a name. So I will enter a name as Joe. Okay. I will enter a name as Joe and I'll hit submit. So you can see here next. So the name is entered, that is stored in this variable name. Okay, just see here Joe is being stored here. Okay, now it will check whether I have given a blank space. If so, it is going to break. Now in my case that is false. So it is going to come here. If name in birthday. So what happens now? The name what you have given Joe is being checked in this dictionary whose name is birthday. Okay. So it will check. Now in this case, Joe is not there in the dictionary. So for that purpose, what is the statement that will be printed? I do not have birthday information of Joe. And next it will ask you what is their birthday. I will say some October 1. Okay, I'll hit enter. So now you see here Joe, which is already there. The new variable here is October 1 for, or the value here is October 1, which will be for birthday. Okay, so after this, just see what happens. You can see here in your dictionary one more entry is added. So that is key is Joe and the corresponding value is October 1. Okay, and the birthday database is updated. Again, since you have given while true, again it will ask for the name. Now, in this case, so first what did I do? I gave a name which was not there in the list. So now this time I will give a name which is there in the list. I will give as Bob and I'll hit submit. So what happens? It is going to check here. So name in birthday. So the name what you had given was Bob. It will check whether it is there in the dictionary. Okay. So if name is in birthday, then what will happen? Corresponding name and the value of that will be displayed. Now you see here print birthday. Okay. So birthday of whom? Of Bob. So you can see here December 12 is the birthday of Bob. Yes, the corresponding value is retrieved. Okay. So once again, since it is while true, again it will ask for the name. Now suppose here if I'm giving nothing, okay, I'm not entering any name, then what happens? This particular case will be true. It is going to break. So this is your program in which you can use the concept of dictionary and store your friend's name and the corresponding birthday. Okay, I hope I'm clear with this program. Guys, are you there? It is Vivek's birthday today. Happy birthday, Vivek. So I think Manoj, you can create a program like this, right, using dictionary where you can store your friend's name and the corresponding birthday. Okay. Yeah, I wished happy birthday, Vivek. So once college start, we need a treat from Vivek.
Ma'am, simply ma'am, not my birthday.
Okay, we'll go
They
to
will wish me every day.
every day is birthday. Okay. So I hope I'm clear with that program. So you can try out with that program. Okay. So we'll go to the next concept, that is keys, values, and items method. So we are going to see some of the methods that can be used. Okay. There are three dictionary methods that will return list like values. So when you say list like values, when you say list, always represented within square brackets, right? So here the three methods what we are going to see is keys, values, and items. So this is going to return the values of dictionaries key. For that you're using the keys method, which is going to return the dictionary's value. For that you're using the method values, and which can return both the key as well as value. For that you're using the method called as items. Okay, so we are going to see these three methods, which can either return only the key, or values which can return only the values, or you have the method item which is going to return both the key as well as a corresponding value. Okay, the values written by these method are not true list. They cannot be modified and do not have an append method. So not a true list means it is, what you can say, they are mutable in the sense you can remove, like that. Okay, any alteration can be done. But these data types, that is dictionary keys, values, and dictionary items, can be used in for loops. So you can use this for the in the looping statements. So what happens if you are using in the looping statement, the for loop iterates over each of the values. So the spam dictionary is nothing but we are speaking about the example program. So we'll just do that. Mm, so we'll see here. Okay. So we'll see we have list. I have X. Okay. So we are going to use each of this, just an example. So I'll just give list. So we said that we have three methods which can return either the key, or which will give you only the key or value, or the combination of both. So just see here, in X what do you have? In X the key value, the key is name, species, and age. So if you're given X dot keys, it is going to return you only the keys. Okay. Similarly, if you give X dot value, here you have. So in this case, what happens? Only the value part will be written. So the value part is Sophie, cat, and eat. So you can see here the value part is written. Other than that, you have the last one, in which items. So items means what does it do? It is going to return you the key as well as, okay. So items, when you say, it is going to return you the key as well as the value pair. So you can see here key and the corresponding value. Similarly, key and the corresponding value, key and corresponding value. So that is your items method. So that is what we spoke. We have three dictionary methods, that is key, value, and item. So you already saw in the example, key is going to give you, or this keys method is going to give you the, or display the keys. Whereas values, when you say, it is going to display the corresponding values. And items, what does it do? It is going to display both key as well as value. Okay. Next, we'll see. Okay. Next, we'll see another example wherein you're saying that this can be used in for loops. Okay. So we'll see with an example. Somebody is joining in. Okay. We have a dictionary called in which you have key as color and age, and it is assigned to a variable span. Okay. Next, what you will do, we are just telling that we can use this in for loops. Okay. If I'm giving print k, so if I'm giving print k, so what we are telling now, we are telling that these method keys, values, and items can be used along with for loop. Okay. So what does this do? It is going to display, yes. So you can see here keys. What are the keys here we have in this dictionary? That is color and age. So you can see here color and age is displayed. Okay. Similarly, instead of K, if you are making it as V, V is nothing but for values. Okay. So same thing. If you want to display the values, then you can give print V. So you can see what are the values, that is red and 42. Similarly, the next thing is the combination of both key and value. Combination of key and value means the method what you are using is items. Okay. Method what you are using is items, and you have to print. What you have to print, both key and the corresponding value. Both key and the corresponding value you need to print. So you can see here keys are color and age, and the corresponding value is red and 42. So this is how you can use the methods key, value, and item. Okay, that is what is told here. So for loop iteration over each of the values span dictionary, a for loop can also iterate over keys and values and both. Okay, so you can use both the keys as well as values. So one more example you can see here. Okay. So you can display it this way also. So we'll just see with an example. So remember, you want to display both the key and value, then you're using items. Okay. Otherwise, just key for to display the key, and for values you're using values method. So in this case, what happens? You are using the method items. So when you're using the method item, what happens? Both the combination of keys and values will be printed. So you can see here the key color. What is the corresponding value? Red. Key age corresponding value is 45. So this way you can use the three methods in the for loop. Okay. So I hope I'm clear with this. Next, we'll go to another example, next point, that is checking whether a key or a value exists in dictionary. So we have already learned about in and not operator in the previous chapter, right? So what is this in operator? In operator is used to check whether the corresponding, when you're speaking about list, we used in operator. So in that case, you are using in operator to check whether the item is there in the list. If it is there, it is going to give you true. Similarly, not in. So not in, what happens? If the item is not there in the list, then it is going to return true. If it is there, it is going to return false. So this is what we had seen in list, right? So same thing you can also use in dictionaries. Okay. You can also use this operators to see whether a certain key or a value exists in dictionary. So we'll see with an example. Okay. So this is for yeah, you can use. This is to check whether the usage of in and operator with respect to dictionaries. So what you are doing here, our dictionary consists of key, name as well as age. Okay. Next, what we will do, for the key we are checking. So name in, so first you're checking for the keys. Okay, so you're using keys method. So name in spam.key. So name is nothing but your key. You're telling whether this key is there in the variable spam, and the key method, what does it do? It is going to return you the keys. Okay, so you can see here name is there, so it is returning true. Now same thing, if you're writing instead of in, I will write as not in. Now in this case what happens, name is there in the spam, right? So in this case it should return you a false value. So what we want to say here is you can use in and not in with dictionaries also. Same thing you can work for values also. So in this case the value we have given as Sophie. Sophie, yes, it is there, so it is going to return true value. So Sophie is a value, right? So this way we can do. Next thing, I'm simply giving spam. So what does this do? Color. Color anyways is not there in spam, right? So it is going to return you a false value. This is checking whether key or value exists in dictionary. Okay. I hope I'm clear with this. Next we'll go to the next method, that is get method. So it is difficult to check whether the key exists in dictionary before accessing the key's value. Okay. So we're doing, so the get method. So it is tedious to check whether the key exists in dictionary before actually accessing the key's value. But in case of dictionary, we have a method called as get. So this particular method is taking two arguments, that is the key of the value to retrieve and a fallback value to return if the key does not exist. That is, in case the particular key what you have given is not there, then what is the alternative thing that you have to display? That is nothing but your fallback value. Okay, so we'll see with an example for this. So okay, here you can see here we have an example. So you can see here, we have a variable called as picnic item. In that is in the dictionary, you have apples as a key, which is having 5 value, and you have cups as a key, which is having 2 values. Okay. So what you're doing here, you have written a print statement. I am bringing. So you can see here, we have used the get methods. Okay, and the value what you have passed is cups. So, in the dictionary, that is the variable picnic item in which you are having a dictionary, it is having apples as a key and cups as a key, right? So, you have passed cups as an argument. So, cups is there, right? Cups is there in the dictionary. What is the corresponding value of cups? That is 2. So what will happen? The statement is printed as I am bringing 2 cups. So that 2 is nothing but the value of the cups. Okay. Similarly, so that is what we're telling here. Get method that takes two argument, the value of the key to retrieve and the fallback. So now we will see another example which is going to tell us the fallback. So just see this case here. In this case, what happens? Again, we are using the variable picnic item, that is variable picnic item, in which you have a dictionary who is having the items as apples and cups. Okay, but here you see here the variable name the key you have passed is X. So X is not there in your dictionary. So what happens in that case? You can see here the default value, which is the default value, that is 0. So I am bringing 0 cups. So this is what we are telling here. A fallback value is returned if it does not exist. Okay. So this is the example of get. Okay. I hope I'm clear with this. So the last example we'll just see. In this case, what happens? In this case, just see here, you're getting an error message because you have not passed any default value here. Okay, so this is an example, that is. And also just see here we are not using the gets method. So if you have not used the get method, then what would have happened? You would have got an error method and no default value also is there. Okay, so this is the advantage of going in for the get method, wherein the first one will be the key parameter, will be or argument will be the key, and the next argument will be the fallback value. So this is about your get method. Next we have set default. We'll see it in the next class. It's already time. So thank you guys. I hope I'm clear with today's topic.